Holy cow. Okay. Am I on mute?
Okay, good evening, everyone. It is 7 p.m. and I will call the May 18th, 2021 Board of Selectmen meeting to order. All three selectmen are present. Just a reminder, this meeting is being recorded and streamed live on YouTube. So I'll begin with agenda item 2. I'll make a motion that we approve the Board of Selectmen meeting minutes from May 4th, 2021.
I'll second that.
Second, any discussion on these minutes?
I thought they looked good.
I did too.
They were
Good.
fine.
All right. All in favor of approving the Board of Selectmen meeting minutes from May 4th, 2021, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? That motion passes. Correspondence. We had 2 pieces of correspondence, but we also got a third. As I had noted to both Ken and Suzanne, there was an error in the agenda that got posted. There were 3 different items that were supposed to be on. I'm not going to really push to add all of those to the agenda because I think the reason that we post agendas is so that people know what's coming up on the meeting. But one of the items was correspondence that was a resignation by Kathy Mitchell. She resigned from the Conservation Commission on May 14th, effective immediately. So I do want to add that to the correspondence that was not listed. And during correspondence, I'd make a motion that we accept the resignation of Kathy Mitchell with regret.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second to accept the resignation of Kathy Mitchell with regret. Any discussion on this correspondence?
Just a question, do we need to add that to the, it's a resignation, do we need to make a motion to add it to the agenda?
Crickets.
Ken, do you know?
It's additional,
Additional correspondence,
that
it
you
seems
add.
like.
Because
If anybody,
typically,
right. You'd have to add it as other business to.
yeah. And
All right,
typically
so-
we don't make motions unless it's to add something to other business under
All right.
correspondence, right?
So I make a motion that we add the resignation of Kathy Mitchell to other business.
Second.
Okay. There's a motion, there's a second. Any further discussion on adding this to other business tonight? Okay, all in favor of adding the resignation of Kathy Mitchell to other business, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? And that motion passes. Okay. That's the way I would normally do, but I was just trying to
I
sidestep.
know.
Thank you for keeping me straight. Any other correspondence from, oh, there is another piece of correspondence. Well, it was an email that was sent from Orla requesting us to render our opinion on the audit bids that we had opened at the last meeting. Would we consider that correspondence and additionally add that?
I don't think so. I always thought of correspondence as external, not internal.
Okay.
I don't know.
So I can
I-
request that during my selectmen's comments. Because it was an error. It was supposed to be on tonight's agenda.
Yeah, so you would just request that under your selectmen comments, I would think that we add to the agenda under other, something like that.
Okay, I will do that then. Again, just trying to streamline the process. All right, without hearing any other correspondence, we'll move to agenda item 4, selectmen comments. Any selectmen comments at this time?
I don't have anything at this time.
Well, I think that it's important to acknowledge that, and I see later we will, but that the budget passed on the first try. I think that shows truly that we did put together a good budget. We put it forward, and Board of Finance did their job, and we were able to pass on the first round. That's a great accomplishment. I would have liked to have seen more voters come out.
11%, so definitely.
Yep.
Yeah, very low. Anytime you pass the budget on the first go around is fantastic.
Yes. Yes, and I was trying to remember when the last time that happened. So, yeah.
It's been quite a while, quite a number of years.
Yep. So, the other thing regarding the budget, and you may not want to discuss it now until we get more comments back, more submissions, but the survey. I don't know if you want to hold that until the next meeting, but I thought
I could potentially find it and share my screen. I do have the results. Let me just see.
Is it still out there for people to submit?
It technically could be. It didn't completely close, but we have the results as of this morning.
I saw it on a Facebook post, I think.
Right. And I think
And it was very interesting, I thought. I don't know if Ken, if you saw it anywhere.
No, I haven't seen it anywhere.
hold tight. I can pull it up. I just have to grab it from Facebook. I asked Renee, the intern, and the intern to do an article on it and showcase it on our town webpage as well. Sorry, my computer is running extremely slow tonight.
I really like the idea of doing the survey.
Right. I think it can be refined. The problem is that I had I did it within 1 week. It's easy for the school to put it together. It wasn't as easy to find volunteers to man. So we didn't have volunteers. So at the next referendum, I would suggest, if the next board did it, that they have volunteers lined up.
To recommend people take the survey, you mean?
Yes. Yes, because we couldn't ask the poll workers to do that. That wouldn't have been right. And just blasting it out there on Facebook didn't seem to be enough. So people understood it. And we had Chromebooks that were available, but the Chromebooks needed to be rebooted after each and every time that somebody took the survey. So there would have to be a constant person there refreshing the survey. And that was a piece that I hadn't figured in.
If it's too much, or we can always discuss it next meeting.
Yeah, and just for some reason my computer's just not
and
working.
Maybe encourage more people to respond between now and then even.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, why don't we discuss it at the next meeting?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that was the one thing we did attempt a survey. It was really interesting because it was and I wish I could pull it up. I'm sorry that my computer just doesn't seem to be wanting to cooperate. But it was definitely an even mix of what people thought, as far as thinking it was too high or too low or just right. And there were a lot of people, there was a good percentage of people that thought that the budgets were too low. So it's interesting. Very interesting. So I will definitely plan to have it ready and available, and we'll share it at the next meeting. Aside from that, I don't have too much. I am excited that the budget passed. I think it's a good budget. I believe in this budget. I think it was fair to the school, to the town. It provides for the town. It gives the town what it needs to operate. And that's very important. So, yeah, that's really all I have for tonight. So if there's no other selectmen comments, we'll move on to citizen comments. Any citizen comments at this time? Mr. Rice.
Good evening. I just want to congratulate the Board of Selectmen and the Board of Education for putting forth a good budget that passed the first time, as you just mentioned. Congratulations and thank you.
Thank you,
Mr.
John.
Thanks, John.
Any other citizen comments? Oh. I completely forgot in my selectmen's comments. I'll make a motion that we add Orla's request for us to give our input. So tomorrow night, the Board of Finance will be, or Thursday night, the Board of Finance will be reviewing the bids that we opened last week for the auditor. And Orla had sent us all an email and had requested that we look over the bids and at least make a recommendation. Ultimately, it's the Board of Finance's decision, if I understand correctly. But Orla thought that it would be good for us to at least give our input on which audit firm we might think. So I'll make a motion that we add to other business audit bid recommendation.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on this addition to other business? Okay. Hearing none, all in favor of adding audit bid recommendation to other business, say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? And that motion passes.
Amy, I actually did have another selectman's comment or
Oh, yeah.
discussion item. Do you think we could just go back one more time?
Sure.
We talked about going, having our meetings in person. And I just wondered if we could, we're going to do them in June. Is that correct? We'll start meeting in person in June
Well,
at the town hall.
Here's the update. So I'm glad you did bring that up. We did receive word that the governor, as of yesterday, received word that the governor was going to extend the virtual meetings through July 20th. Then we got clarification from Cost. Orla had been in communication with them that it was only going to go until June 30th for the virtual meetings. So I'm trying to gather up as much information, and I'd like to put it on our June 1st meeting. We can still continue to do virtual meetings until June 30th, but I think as a board, we should at least decide on how boards and commissions should move forward. And at least make some decisions. There's certain criteria, there's certain things that we have to decide on, and I haven't delved deeper into what was decided on Monday. Actually, yeah, Monday.
So are you suggesting we hold off meeting in person in June for the first meeting?
Well, I don't mind meeting in person.
I
but
don't
we don't
either.
have to. We don't have to anymore. We can still hold off until June 30th if as a board we wanted to.
I'm ready to start meeting in person at least once a month, even if
Okay.
we did every other meeting.
Well, June 1st, we're technically supposed to be at the Historical Society. At the old,
Oh, that would be really
town
nice.
hall.
That would be really nice.
I'm good with meeting in person.
Ken,
I
what are your
love
thoughts?
Zoom, don't get me wrong, but
The meeting up at the historical is fine. I always enjoy going up to that building. Hopefully we can get a good clarification on the virtual meetings and somehow incorporate them with all of the boards, whether it's through YouTube, etc. Get that refined, because I think it works out better for people that can't, or don't want to come out. They can do it from their home as well.
So can we do a hybrid?
I don't have an issue with it.
No, yeah. I mean, Amy, can we set it up? Do we have the electronics? Do we have the technology to be able to do a hybrid? I think Amy's frozen.
Yeah, she's not moving.
I'm asking her questions and I see she's frozen up.
She's gonna have, I think she's in the process of
I
logging.
think she's calling in.
Yeah,
There we go.
There we go.
Oh,
there you go.
I was
I am
asking,
not having any luck with my computer tonight.
I was asking you questions and I wasn't looking to see that you were frozen up. Can we do a hybrid meeting? Can we do?
We can't yet, but as soon as we get the new internet connection, the firewall has been installed at the school, which is going to enable us to hook up to the Send network, which will allow us to do hybrid meetings at Town Hall. I can't guarantee by June 1st, but I hope by mid-June, we should be up and running with that. And that could make everything easier for everybody.
So that would mean the June 1st meeting, we would not be able to do a hybrid like at the Historical Society?
Oh, no, definitely not at the Historical Society.
No?
There won't be a guarantee that we have, well, John Rice could answer, do they have Wi-Fi there? If they don't have Wi-Fi there or a good internet broadband capability, we wouldn't be able to stream a meeting.
You wouldn't be able to do it with a hotspot?
It'd be questionable. We've had some experience, Orla can attest to some experience with hotspots at the transfer station and the dog kennel, and it hasn't always proven wonderful, especially the amount of broadband that you need to run a live stream and a virtual meeting.
I would agree, Amy. It's we've had some major challenges, and really it's about bandwidth. That's one, just so Suzanne and Ken knows, one of the reasons why it's really important that we get connected to Send network as soon as we can is because it's going to provide us with so much more bandwidth at the town hall than we have already. And that's one of the reasons why we haven't been able to set up the live, the hybrid meetings as of yet. So I don't think we're likely to have that enough bandwidth at the Historical Society. I don't know what they have for internet, but I doubt if they have that much. So
I can tell you, I run my laptop, and something as simple as running a laptop on my hotspot all the time. And I have Zoom meetings. I am like mobile wherever I go with that, or my phone. I wonder if that is, a lot of that has to do with location, but I've never had an issue. And I use my hotspot all the time for my laptop.
yeah, I think this is more about setting up the streaming equipment and the cameras.
That wasn't what I was asking, if we could, well, maybe I should have clarified that, if we could still Zoom.
As in,
If we could have it a hybrid, meaning could we still have it on Zoom as well as be live? So you, me, and Ken.
take your
We're
laptop.
still going to have to run the cameras.
No, I think I understand what Suzanne.
I think you could easily do it with the Zoom and a laptop.
Well,
So
we
you guys
have.
would bring- You guys would bring your laptops to the Historical Society. Is that what you mean, Suzanne?
No, I'm saying set up a laptop so that it looks out onto the audience. So we're using the camera of the laptop and, just have the volume so that people would be able to hear it. I don't think we'd have an issue.
Well, where we would need the camera wouldn't be facing out to the audience because the audience would be live.
Well, you could
The
do
camera-
it. You could do it at a diagonal kind of thing. It could be done. If it's too much.
Could be done, but you know what, honestly, Suzanne, we've done it at the town hall at some meetings at the height of COVID when we had like some department head meetings and such. And you don't always hear everybody as clearly as you want to. I mean, I like the idea. We'll get there. We're going to get there. We're going to be able to do it hybrid really soon.
Okay.
So.
I just, I still think there are people that don't want to come out, vaccine or not. And I was just trying to figure out a way to include them.
Well, the good news is that we do still have until June 30th at this
Yes.
point. So even if we stick with Zoom on June 1st, and hopefully,
Get up and running for the second June.
or
meeting.
shoot for things, yeah, maybe by the second June meeting, we could be hybrid.
Yeah, that sounds more realistic.
Right. So,
Okay.
all right, we'll touch base next week and make that final decision
Okay.
as far as where we're going to meet.
All right.
And I'll touch base with IT at the school and just see what their thoughts are.
Okay. Thank you, Amy. Thank you. Orla.
Amy, John Rice.
Yes,
Uh,
John.
That's only 2 weeks away if you're talking June 1st, right?
Right.
Could
Yeah.
you let me know what you want to do in that building so I can get it prepared?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Is there Wi-Fi there, John?
No, we haven't been using that building for, it's pretty much everything's done at the museum.
I almost have a feeling,
we-
it's better just to be Zoom for June 1st.
That's fine.
That's fine with me.
One more time, and let's shoot for getting that hybrid up and running at Town Hall in the Merrill Sine room by middle of June. All right.
But you're definitely gonna have the meeting at the old town hall.
No, I don't think we will.
Oh,
We're
okay.
going to do it virtually.
Okay,
So, especially
Okay.
if you're not using that building, that would
could
be a
we-
pain.
Could we postpone it and have it July, the beginning of July or beginning of August? I really like having a meeting there.
I do too.
Or the second meeting of the month of June.
Then it would just have to be termed a special meeting because the location would change, but that would be fine.
Oh,
But that
Yeah.
would be fine.
Yeah, just so you can't add anything to the agenda.
yeah, once
been
it's there and posted.
posted. Correct.
So can we just, the next live meeting, let's have it at, the next time we are going to actually have a live meeting, let's plan on having it there. Maybe.
Yeah,
If
we can do,
can.
yeah.
All right.
All right. So any other citizen, I'm going back to citizen comments. Any other citizen comments at this time before we move on? Okay, moving on to agenda item 6, community fire company road use request. Well, that's more like transfer station request. This is written wrong.
Motion to approve the request.
Second.
All right, so we have a motion and a second to approve the request from Community Fire Company to do an annual boot drive at the transfer station on June 5th. Any further discussion on this request? Hearing none, all in favor of approving this request from Community Fire Company, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? And that motion passes. Agenda item 7. Request from VFW Post 10088, transfer station use request to sell poppies at the transfers or distribute poppies on the transfer station from May 26th, 27th, 28th, and 29th.
I'll make that motion. Oh,
Second.
A motion and a second to approve the request from the VFW Post 10088. Any further any discussion on this motion?
not for me.
All in favor of approving the request to distribute poppies on May 26th, 27th, 28th, and 29th, say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? And that motion passes. Other business.
So you
I
got
will
the
now,
tax,
No, you got the
go ahead.
tax warrant. 8.
Oh, what's that? Oh my gosh.
8 is the
I'm
tax
jumping
warrant.
ahead. I am just not with it tonight. Okay, discussion and possible signing of the tax warrant. I sent you both a copy of the one with the revised dates. This comes from tax warrant to Rainey Moran, collector of taxes for the town of Thompson. We didn't do this last year. Refresher, do we read the entire warrant?
Did we do it last year, Orla?
No,
Or we
we
didn't?
must
I thought you were saying yes.
No, we didn't do it last year. Ken, do you read the whole warrant?
Excuse me?
Do you read the whole warrant?
I believe you do.
Okay, I thought so. That's
Yeah.
kind of what I remember. Tax warrant, section 12-132. Actually, let me start. I make a motion that we accept tax warrant, section 12-132 to Rainey J. Moran, collector of taxes of the town of Thompson, Connecticut, in the county of Wyndham. Greetings. By authority of the state of Connecticut, you are hereby commanded forthwith to collect, of each person named in the annex list his proportion of the same as therein stated, being a tax laid by the town of Thompson on the first day of July, AD 2021. And you are to pay the amount of said tax less abatement and less taxes, the lien for which has been continued by certificate to the treasurer of said town of Thompson on or before first day of July, AD 2021. And if any person fails to pay his proportion of said tax upon demand, you are to levy upon his goods and chattels and dispose of the same as the law directs, and after satisfying said tax and the lawful charges, return the surplus, if any, to him. And if such goods and chattels do not come to your knowledge, you are to levy upon his real estate and sell enough thereof to pay his tax and the cost of the levy, and give the purchaser a deed thereof. At a meeting of the Board of Finance of Thompson, Connecticut, legally warned and held on the 17th of May, AD 2021, it was voted to lay tax of 24.95 mils on the dollar on the grand list of October 1st, 2020. The annexed rate bill is made in accordance with such vote. At such meeting, it was also voted that solid tax shall be due and payable as follows. First payment due July 1, 2021. Second payment due January 1st, 2022. Dated Thompson, Connecticut, this 18th day of May, AD 2021. I make a motion that we accept this tax warrant as presented.
Second.
Discussion on this tax warrant? Hearing none, all in favor of approving the tax warrant as presented at tonight's Board of Selectmen meeting, as approved by the Board of Finance on May 17th, 2021, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? And that motion passes. Tax warrant is accepted, approved, and if you both could stop into the office tomorrow to sign. We have John Bell coming in as Justice of the Peace to sign off on it.
What time is John coming in?
We're going to call him. He was flexible. I said I wasn't sure what time you would both be able to get in, but if it can be in the morning at some point, I'll be there by 8 tomorrow.
No, sometimes John figures he has to go somewhere or whatever. So he usually,
He was flexible. He said he
Good,
didn't
okay.
mind. We could call him.
perfect. I'll be in the morning.
Do we need to sign it with him as a witness?
No, I don't believe so.
Yeah, I think so.
Because he's notarizing the signature. I think he has to be present. Am I
Yeah, I
correct,
believe
Ken?
he is present.
He has to be present?
I believe so.
Yeah,
Oh,
Because when you notarize something, the person is not notarizing the document, they're notarizing that it's you signing the document.
well, it's not saying that it's notarized though.
oh,
So does it need to be?
He's not attesting your signatures. He's just coming to sign it as the judge of Superior Court or Justice of the Peace. It's
And
not a
you could put-
notarization.
Oh, he's not notarizing it.
And you
No.
have the minutes of the meeting.
here, I'm gonna call Renee and see if she knows.
I've never, in all the few years that we did sign, Ken,
I don't know.
I never signed when John was there. We used to sign at
Oh.
the meeting.
Oh, you
Okay.
did? Okay.
Then it's not an issue.
They double check anyways. We want to make sure we do everything right. Shall we move on and circle back
Yeah.
before Ella comes back with something else? So moving on to agenda item 9. Resignation of Kathy Mitchell. I make a motion that we accept the resignation of Kathy Mitchell with regret.
Second.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion on this resignation?
I just would like to comment that I understand that Kathy's been on the Conservation Commission for a very long time, and that we definitely appreciate her service, and we'll be sorry to see her
So
go.
the board of selectmen were unclear as to whether he needed to actually be there at the same time that they're signing it.
Amy,
Yes.
Amy, just real quick. I don't know if this makes a difference. John Bell is he's gonna sign it on the 18th. Tomorrow's the 19th. Dated at Thompson, Connecticut, the 18th day of May.
Okay, yeah.
So
All
it's
right.
gotta be the 19th.
So we'll make that change. Thank you.
Yeah. And the same thing on the other side.
What did Renee
I
say?
She actually is, she's not sure, but she said she would gear more on the side of he needs to be there when you guys are signing it, just in case. So-
Let's
Then
vote
we
on
have to
this
pick a
motion.
time for everybody to meet to be there at the same time.
The alternative is you contact John. If he's the one who signed it 2 years ago, contact John, and he would know. Does anyone have a cell phone number?
Yeah.
I used to. I don't,
Hang on, maybe I do. Let me look.
did we vote on this and then talk about this? We have a motion on the floor.
Yeah, we have a motion for Kathy Mitchell. All in favor of accepting the resignation of Kathy Mitchell with regret, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? That motion passes.
I have two numbers for John, but I don't know how old they are.
I can Facebook him.
I got
have
two
him-
numbers
I have
as
him on
well.
Messenger.
I'll
You have-
try them both.
You gonna try them? Okay, I was gonna say we can compare them, because if you have a different one.
He lives on Pompeo Road, right?
He lives, yes, Pompeo Road.
Pompeo, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a home number for him.
Do you have, does it end in 59?
No,
Does it end in 52?
no, it's a share. It's a home number 9233371.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is on Google, so
You sent it to me. Yeah, dumbass. Did somebody get in touch with him?
you're calling, right, Ken?
I'm trying. He's not picking up on either one. Maybe I don't have his home number. Hey, John. Hello.
Okay, he's talking to him.
Maybe he answered.
I think he did. I think he's talking to him.
Good.
All right. John says he's not sure. He thinks, if we can just set a time and meet tomorrow morning, John will be there.
That's more like.
So what do you think? I'm flexible.
I'm in Webster tomorrow. I could do. Usually I come after work, but I could do it like 8:30. Is that too early? 8 or
I can do it.
8:30?
That works for me.
Can you do
It'll work for
8:30 at the
John.
town hall tomorrow?
Sure.
Yeah, John says fine.
I don't know what's her name's gonna be there, Marie, or she has to be there. I don't know. They're supposed to call me in the morning.
Yeah, we're at a Board of Selectmen's meeting, John, and it's just you signing off.
Hey.
Yeah, no, it's just you signing off.
Yeah, just I have to take my son for doctor's
Yeah.
to get a second COVID shot.
Yeah, I mean, you do whatever. I mean, 8:30 tomorrow morning for the three of us is fine.
Okay, yeah, I'll be there.
Okay, 8:30 tomorrow morning. Okay, John.
Thanks,
Perfect. We'll
John.
see you in the morning.
Thank you for calling.
30
All right,
it is.
thanks, John. All right, bye.
All right, so that's
Sounds
settled.
good. 8:30 in the morning.
8:30. All right, so we'll see you guys at 8:30 tomorrow.
Sounds good.
All right, moving on to the other business item, the audit bid recommendation. Orla had sent us the 3 bids to review. She has requested that we at least weigh in so that we can share it with the Board of Finance on Thursday night. Is there any thoughts?
I'm gonna just let you know, I did not have a chance to review this.
It was a Bible.
I didn't know it was there, and I did not have a chance, so I'm
So
gonna, go
we're
ahead.
ju-
No,
we're
we don't
just,
have to.
yeah, I was
recommend.
gonna say, we don't have to recommend or anything, do we? Because the Board of Finance picks out the audit, right?
That is
They
true.
are,
Yeah,
But-
so,
it's a town contract. So therefore, that's why the RFP goes to yourselves, for the bids, to follow the process. You can choose to recommend to the Board of Finance, should you wish to have them make the decision directly. This is more of a formality it's because the RFP went through the town, and because it's part of the Board of Selectmen's budget. We're required to go through the process with you guys
but,
and keep you guys in the loop along the way.
right,
Ultimately-
but I think
Ultimately,
technically,
it comes back to us,
that's
correct?
what I was gonna say, it comes back to us after they've decided.
Well, it will come back to you.
Yeah.
You will be notified. Yes, you will be
No, I think we
notified.
have to vote to approve it. Just as if they were they are a board or a committee.
Well, like if they were a hiring committee or a review committee,
Exactly.
kind of the role
Okay.
they take.
They would
So,
make the recommendation.
so I have it on their agenda for Thursday night to appoint the auditor. Because there's a time limit on this. I need to get a contracted auditor so I can get on their calendar. It's already the middle of May. So I'm not sure whether, well, Suzanne, if you're right on what you're saying, then you guys would have to vote after they are appointed.
You keep breaking up.
Okay, I'm thinking out loud here. Who appoints them? Is it you guys or is it
They,
them?
I think all RFPs have to be approved through the Board of Selectmen. So they would pick out and agree upon the audit, but it comes, Kenny, am I correct? It comes back to us to approve. And it's a formality.
It's whoever is signing the contract. If the town is signing the contract, then we would make the
So the Board
recommendation.
of Selectmen is actually signing the contract.
Then we
All
would,
prior contracts were signed by the Board of Selectmen.
Then it has to come back to us anyways.
correct. So the, what do you call they do their review just like it was P and Z or
Right.
any, economic development, whatever it may be. This is our, even what Janet does, this is my recommendation based on these facts. And it's, then it would come back to us and we would approve, unless it's so far out of whack that it's in the town's best interest to go with the recommendation, and we would approve it.
So if I have on the agenda for them to discuss and appoint, they're going to recommend to appoint X firm to carry out the audit. Is it possible that we can schedule a special meeting? I know some of you are going to be away. Amy, when will you be back?
Back the 29th of May.
Orla, when do you have to have this signed by?
So, well, I can get a verbal to the auditors once once a firm is recommended to be appointed by the Board of Finance. However, I'm not sure whether they'll put us on their calendar if they don't have a contract.
Amy, what
it's
about
not-
like Friday morning for 5 minutes, we zoom in for a special meeting?
We can
Well,
zoom in we could zoom in at any point. That's fine.
Sure.
Zooming in is good.
I don't want to mess
Yeah.
up your plans. That's
Oh, no,
Yeah.
no.
When are
Once
you
you
leaving,
It's
Amy?
good.
When are you leaving? Are you working Friday?
I'm leaving on Thursday. So,
so you pick.
but it's not a big deal. I'll be zooming into meetings. I'll be zooming into the Board of Finance meeting. I'll be zooming in
Oh, okay.
the following
okay.
week. So yeah, I'll still be connected.
So what would be the best time for you guys on Friday?
I'm available anytime on Friday at this point. Just looking at my calendar, my work calendar.
Yeah, zooming in, it ain't gonna be an issue, whether it's by phone or,
So best time, 9 or 10?
Amy, what would be best for you? I don't know, in case you have specific plans on Friday.
Nope, either sometime in the morning is good.
I know you're a morning person, so I was thinking more, you guys want to do, like, is 8 too early? That then we're not messing up the rest of your vacation day?
Oh,
Or
no,
start
it's
running?
no worries. It's no worries.
Okay. So guys, you tell me and we will get it scheduled.
8:30 is good for me.
It's fine.
Okay.
All right.
8:30 it is.
All right, I'll set the Zoom link and we'll do an agenda tomorrow morning.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry for the confusion.
No, it's no worries at all.
Okay, but yeah, so if you get the opportunity, I mean, just so I can give you just a 5-second version of where we are right now. So that we had 3 bids. One of them is the firm that we had for fiscal 20. They're King and Associates. They came in as overall 49,900, a little bit less than what they charged us for fiscal 20. The other 2 firms, one is White Philippetti and Malahan. Both Bob and I have had experience with this firm. We both used them in our previous positions. So a great firm, they're out of Mystic, Connecticut. They came in literally just very slightly like $100 higher than King. And then the other company were a firm out of somewhere in Southern Connecticut, I can't remember, Markham, and they're way above the other 2 firms. So based on, I'd say it's really between King and Associates and Hoyt Philippetti and Mallory with regards to price. On the town side, so we paid 28,000 for fiscal 20. They're proposing 25 for fiscal 21. They went up a little bit on the Board of Ed side. They went up from 19 up to 20. And on the WPCA side, because there was a lot of additional work that they had to do on that side, they upped their rate by, they brought down their rate by $500. So to say overall, it's less by $3,000 than what we would have paid for fiscal 20. And that's really where we stand. And then on the Hoyt Philippetti and Mallory, it's pretty much the same rates. As I say, the overall difference is $100. So any questions that you guys can think of right now? No? Okay. Thank you.
So any other discussion on this topic? We're going to move forward from it.
Oh,
Okay. There was one more item that I had to bring up to the board tonight. There was mediation today. I got a call from Ken Slater with an update that I was hoping to share. And I neglected in my selectmen's comments to add it to other business.
so we
There
can
is
add
an
it now, can't
update.
We can.
I would think.
We can make a motion to add to an executive.
We would have to go into executive session.
Session, yeah. Under, are we under other business?
We're
right?
still under other business at this point.
Yeah. If you want to make the motion.
Do you, I don't know how long that'll take. Sometimes we've done in the past is we'll leave the executive session for the very last thing, unless
True.
a vote has to be taken. You may want to get the tax warrants out of there, so that way nobody's hanging on.
Citizens' comments and tax refunds, and then
Yeah.
make a motion to go into executive session and add a number.
I'm okay if we can move it to that place. That was my concern, that we couldn't move it to that part of the agenda.
Yeah,
But we can
you
move it to
can
the very
add, you
end.
can add number 12
Yep,
and make a motion to add
11A.
to the 11A. You would do it under tax refunds?
Well, 11 is tax refunds, so.
I
adjourn
said
is
add number
12.
12.
Adjourn is
Move
12.
adjournment to 13.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So,
So Ken's saying just do 11A. Just got to make the motion.
I'll make a motion that we add executive session to agenda item 11A.
Second. But you have to state that it's executive session for,
The Board of Selectmen.
With the Board of Selectmen and the Finance Director.
but the reason being
Discuss the
litigation,
Marianopolis sewer litigation.
that's
Yeah.
what you need to,
Update.
that's what you need to say.
Yeah, you have to put down what it's about.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me start all over. I'll make a motion that we add agenda item 11A, executive session to discuss Marionapolis sewer litigation update.
Correct.
With the Board of Selectmen and
The
the Finance Director.
Director.
We got this. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion of adding this item to the agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Oh, any discussion? Oh my God, I'm just like, I'm not with it
Sorry,
tonight.
Ken and I both agree. We're saying
We know there's no discussion. All in favor, say
aye.
aye. Aye. Opposed? That motion passes. The item is added to the agenda. All right, with that being said, we move on to agenda item 10, citizen comments. Any further citizen comments at this time? Hearing and seeing none. We'll move on to agenda item 11, tax refunds. I make a motion that we refund James B. Mead, $102.12. That's it.
Second.
Total of $102.12. Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor of approving the refund to James B. Mead for $102.12, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? And that motion passes. At this time, we'll move on to agenda item 11A. I will move everybody to waiting rooms, or they can leave the meeting completely. Dottie, I'll message you and give you the time that we finished.
She put thumbs up.
All right. Okay, so there was, oh, let me stop recording. And the live stream. Give me a second.